Hi everyone. The work of art I chose was The Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. As you can see, I have taped it here for convenience purposes. It was always one of my favorite paintings, and so when I read the assignment, I figured why not do it, because I want to learn more about it and I'd like to share it with you all. So yeah, let's get into it. So The Starry Night, Vincent van Gogh, he's a Dutch artist, probably one of my favorite artists. Some say he's a little crazy. He did cut off his ear, so that happened, but I don't know. He's good at art, so let's talk about that. The size of the painting is 73.7 centimeters by 92.1 centimeters. The art elements involved, so the color, the sky was actually a combination of ultramarine and cobalt blue. I'm not sure which is the lighter of the shade, but he combined those together to do various parts of the sky. And then the stars were a combination of Indian yellow and zinc yellow. The lines, the ones that are specifically important, is the diagonal here above the mountains. It kind of separates the land from the sky. And then the tree, it's a straight line up, which I found really interesting. There's actually some cool stuff about the subject matter in there that I'm going to talk about later involved with the tree. But yeah, the lines going vertically are the tree and then the steeple over here, if you can see that. Sorry, I couldn't figure out a way to get this bigger, but if you really want to look at it, I'm sure you can Google it and find it very fast. So yeah, the other art elements involved, so the value and the light, he uses light rather sparingly in it, and I think he does that, one, because it's obviously at night, and also because it brings out that part of the painting more, and it kind of dramatizes that part of the painting. So the moon is obviously brighter than the others. This star down here is thought to be Venus, due to some quotes that he talked to his brother about like weeks later. And then they also, I'm not sure what the actual term is for it, but they found what the sky looked like at that specific night that he was referring to. And so the brightest one here is thought to be Venus, and then there's the Aries constellation somewhere up there. I'm not quite sure where. But they looked at it, and they're actual, he's actually not just making random stuff. This is something he's drawn from his memory, but he remembers it obviously quite well because they're accurate. The shape and mass. So the most, let's say the most obvious thing that implies the shape and mass is the swirls. So the mass of the tree is obviously larger, which gives it a closer feeling than the rest of the painting. And then the swirls kind of give the shape, obviously a circular shape, but I don't know, it gives it a flowing feeling to the painting, in my opinion, which leads me to the pattern, which again, the swirls make it a smooth and flowing feel to the painting. Some say that the swirls actually represent wind, and that's why they're a lighter shade and it's large across the sky. As far as the depth goes, you can tell that it's a very large area that we're looking at here simply because the tree is so large. So from far away, and then the buildings are so small, so that gives kind of a sense of where this painting is in space. And onto the subject matter. Oh, also the mode is painting and the media is oil on canvas. Sorry, I didn't say that earlier. So the subject matter was very interesting because I learned some stuff I didn't know about. So this tree right here is a cypress tree, and they're commonly associated with death because they were planted in graveyards a lot. And so some say that because of that, this painting is kind of, some give it a religious connotation, but it doesn't necessarily have to have that. It's just more of a representation of a bridge between death and life. Death would be the stars in the sky because it's symbolically associated with heaven. And then life would be earth because obviously we live here and things grow here. And so the tree is kind of the bridge connecting the two. And that's what some say about it. I don't think, there wasn't actually a whole lot that Van Gogh said on the piece after he wrote it, but a lot of this has come from inferring the letters that he talked to his brother about and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a small village in the painting, and obviously a bright star and bright moon. We talked about the tree. So here the lighter shade of blue could represent the morning star, or not the morning star, the morning light coming in. That's what some say about it. Yeah, let's see. It might be good on the subject matter. Yeah, there's also a steeple here, which is interesting because he wrote this, or he painted this from the window in an asylum that he was at. And the town is actually not viewable from that window. So he drew that from his imagination, just put it there. I'm running short on time, so I should finish this up. But one quote I read about this that Van Gogh said about the painting was something that I really liked. But the sight of the stars always makes me dream. Why I say to myself, should the spots of light in the firmament, be less accessible to us than the black spots on the map of France? Just as we take the train to go to Terraceman or Rouen, we take death to go to a star. And so because of that quote, I think he was making this painting with the thought of kind of a bridge between two lives and kind of a balance between the two, and a lot with the thought of death in mind. And the beauty of the sky makes me think that he had a nice and maybe beautiful idea of what death was going to be. And that was my video. Thank you for sticking it out for 6 minutes. Sorry I ran so long. Yeah, see you guys next time.